Alright. We're going to do a very quick little episode on large objects. There are a few large decorative objects in the game that can be used. Most of them are buildings. And here near buildings, if you come down to city, this is where most of your larger decorative objects are residing. There are 5 pages in here, fit only one object on it. In terms of other large objects, there are some in the MISC area. You've got wind turbines, which are great decorative objects that you can put out. A lot of times just putting like 6 or 7 of these out in like a field area usually works very nice from a distance. You can usually see them from any hole facing this direction. What I recommend doing for the most part with larger objects is attempting to put them in areas that are going to be seen by the golfer. Good examples would be if there are 3 holes coming down this direction, I could put a big city over here. If I just want to have my picture hole, my publish hole, the nicest looking hole in the course, if I just want that one with stuff behind it, I can just do that one. Say if number 1's my most beautiful hole from the tee, I could put some stuff back here, and maybe even from tee to green, I could have some stuff wrapping around over here as well. In terms of decorating these cities, you do not have to go overboard unless these things are right next to your course. If you've got buildings that are running like right here on the edge of your hole, yes, you need to decorate those pretty well. But the easiest way to do larger buildings is to go ahead and select a brush size to help you clear out a large area. I'm just going to clear out all of this out here because I think this is fine little city land. Maybe clear a little bit more out towards the edge of the trees over here. And we've got ourselves a little city area over here. I would recommend coming in here and just flattening out a lot of the land just to make things a little bit easier. This land's not very hilly, but it can always create a problem if you're not careful. So now we've got our big flat city block. And the easiest way to go about this is just to go into here, into your buildings, come down to your city, and just start placing some buildings. Just kind of go like maybe you're like in Sim City or something. You got like a building there. I usually like selecting the larger buildings because if you're doing this because you want players to see it anyway. So using the largest buildings is usually the best thing to do. Put one there, maybe put one over here. And you just kind of want to have some streets where people can drive up and down throughout here. Nothing super special. Add a really tall tower over there. Add a smaller building. Go to the next page. Add a smaller building over here. Add this taller tower right there. Add this big flat one over here. No one's ever going to see that. That'll be there anyway. And add this right there. And maybe we'll add this one over here. And we got enough room for like 1 or 2 more. We'll add that. And maybe we'll add one more tower connected to that one. So here we go. We've got our city block. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind about city blocks is they're usually far enough away to where players aren't going to really see them or hit into them. If they do, they're doing it on purpose for the most part. So as I said, you don't have to do much decorating. For the most part, when I make these things, all I do is place these buildings down, and then I'll come over here to create surfaces, select my cart path, go ahead and make my cart path width about 50, maybe even more, probably 100 usually is what I make it at. And we just want to go ahead, go through here and kind of make it look like a city block. Add some buildings coming here and there, maybe a little turnaround right there. Add an exit down through this way. And we'll go back into here and create some more, do it again. Cart path, spline. And let's see, we'll maybe just do a big wrap out that way, coming down. Come down to there, and we'll just come across, and maybe out that way and over there. And now we've got our little city block with our little squared up roads and all that fun stuff. Now these are only going to be seen for a few seconds, and people usually don't really think too much about them when they're in the background. They're just kind of there for decoration. Actually, I might change this building right here because all these are kind of looking exactly the same. Go ahead and delete that building. Come back over here to objects. Go back to buildings. Down here to city. I want to do a big blacker building right here. Two of them might as well fill it up. And there you go. That's your cities right there. Those are pretty easy to do. You got your windmills over here as well. Somewhere in here, I can't remember exactly where it's at, but there is another object that you can use. They're big light posts that you can put out on the course. I figured it would be in mist right here. Oh, they did give us a brand new water tower, guys. This is new to this game. I had not seen this yet. Go ahead and just place that down just a half. But there are like power poles that you can get. I forgot exactly which one of these tabs it is under, but there are power poles that you can get that go across the course. Here they are. They're in furniture for some reason. Furniture, misc, power pylon. These are some of your other nice large objects. These, I'll usually run these around the edge of the course a little bit. These things do take up a decent amount of object space though. But usually you'll just run a few lines like this around your course. Maybe clear out some trees through them just to kind of have, like, you know, the big open rows in these things. Kind of like that right there. And you can run these all around your course wherever you want them. You can run them across holes if you want to. Just keep in mind there's no wires that connect in between them. And really our last larger objects are our vehicles. So I'm going to go ahead and come over to here. I'm going to flatten this out a huge area over here. I'm going to have to do a lot of scrolling. Don't mind the sound for a second. Bring that down. Yeah, that's fine. And we've got our big water area over here. And in our objects, these are purely decorative and there's really nothing special about them, but there are some very large objects that you can place out in the water out here. I don't really use these things that often just because you're not usually near water, but if you are near water, they are beautiful and you can use them. Other than that, they did something very bad. They have messed up all of the balloons, helicopters, and private jets. These things you used to be able to place wherever you wanted at whatever height you wanted up in the air, but now when you try to place them, you can't raise them or lower them at all anymore. Trying to raise them and lower them, it just zooms you in now. I don't know why it does that, and when you try to place them, it puts them on the ground. So these things are kind of useless now. Let me playtest just to make sure it doesn't shoot up in the sky when I try to playtest the course, because it might just teleport into the sky. But let's see. Yep, it teleports into the sky, so it is not completely broken. It's just used to, you could place it in the sky exactly where you wanted to. Now it just kind of sits on the ground for some reason, I guess. But those are some other bigger objects, the planes and the blimps. They're two nicer objects. Did the blimp just die? The blimp might have just disappeared. Or the hot air balloon, I mean. You guys saw me place it right there. I don't see it in the sky anywhere. Huh. Yeah, I think there might be some problem with the air vehicles. So you may have to just avoid those. But in terms of large objects, these are your main large objects you're going to use. These windmills and these power lines. They give you some great large decorations. And Not only that, but doing large rock cliffs as well adds some nice decoration. I'll just do a very quick example of that real quick. But you can do large rock cliffs all around your course to give you more of just a mountainous feel to the course. It is harder now because you can't exactly make your objects max size really quick like you used to, so you have to do a lot of scrolling or whatever way you guys end up doing it on console. But usually the best way to do rock cliffs is do something like this. Get some larger rocks, place it, raise one up pretty high, raise one a little bit lower below that, raise one down below that, and then just kind of make like a rock pyramid almost all the way around it. Now I'm not really doing much with rotating these or making it look super fancy, but you can do these around your course to add more large decorations, which if done correctly can look very, very beautiful. I will actually show you a really quick example of what these larger rock formations can look like if done right. If I come over here to my luxury canyon course, this one was made with this in mind a lot, these larger rock sizes. So I've got cliffs up here that are pretty much made of rocks, and there are giant rocks all around the course just to add that extra little spice and flair to it. And this is just one of the many things you can do with the rocks to beautify your course. But overall, I think that's it on the large objects, the large decorations. So thanks for watching, guys.